YouTube heroes, YouTube heroes. Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... So, YouTube Heroes, a thing that has been talked about and sort of, I think mentioned on off in like a couple of live chats maybe, but behind the scenes has been talked about a fair amount as a project. Uh, I have not been involved in a lot of like those discussions or things. I just kind of like, caught wind of the plans surrounding it to a certain extent. Clearly, there were things that I very much missed out on because I expressed in the description of this video that that I was confused as to the fact that there was a video called YouTube Heroes that we reviewed like 11 or 10 months ago, I think it was, that was season 1, episode 1 of that particular series on the Vocaloid Tamsin channel. And then I got a message from Josh yesterday. I was already setting up Freak Show for yesterday's review, but because I do this today. But yesterday he sent me the prologue of YouTube Heroes on a channel called the YouTube Heroes Official, I believe, and that was again that was surprising because I mean I didn't know that Tamsin was making a whole separate channel because clearly I missed out on a fair amount that was going on in here. There were a lot of like short videos, like 10 to 14 seconds long of like different things that were going on with the YouTube Heroes, sort of like to give the channel some, some oomph to it, I suppose, including a mini series featuring the characters that I thought for a second were yet to debut, until I checked my own channel and remembered that I did in fact cover the original version. So safe to say I was very much confused because I thought the show had already started, clearly. So with that in mind, that led me to. Sorry, hold on a second. For some reason, my project media is being a bit weird and not showing me my images anymore. Why am I not seeing overlay on here? I just put the overlay on and I was getting to it in a second and now it's gone. Oh, okay, I don't know. Just seems like I can't scroll. Oh, that's why. Because sometimes Google Chrome likes to make it so I can't scroll. I don't know why. Anyway, so this is what I got sent from Ghost Kitty, who has been in the thick of it, essentially. I haven't read all of this yet, but let's see. Hey Jacob, noticed today's review is YouTube Heroes, so I thought I'd provide some clarity on why it's a prologue despite that already being a first episode. Some stuff went down for people who help with YouTube Heroes, myself included, and we had to deal with someone who wasn't very nice and, put it short, constantly held them. I guess that means like held them back, possibly leaving the server. Oh, sorry, held them, possibly leaving the server on our heads. Which, to be honest, if that was me in that situation, I'd be like, fine, bye. But, that's obviously me. Anyway, this person there between the voice designer for the main villains at the time. Eventually, that person pushed me and Josh way too far, and we both told them to leave, so they did, alongside their group of friends, and their permission for us to use their characters. So I and other people had to help create new villains and rewrite the existing scripts. What I'm trying to say is the first episode isn't really canon anymore, or just not to the same version of people like me and Josh are canon, since that person's now working on a YouTube Heroes new generation, last I heard. I love that. New generation compared to the old generation that came to be for very brief moments, sure. Apologies for this long explanation. I tried to sum it up as best I could, as well as not going into too much details, so it's just my story to share. Not just my story to share. The situation was a mess. The first episode you already watched, the miniseries episode you plan to watch today, were all uploaded before this happened, so it still features the person and their characters. Well, fair enough. In that case, let us go ahead and start with the mini episode, which is just, the stolen eggs. I can see now why this didn't go through. I'm still surprised that a mini series exists on the official channel compared to the first episode existing on the Vocaloid Tamsin channel. Instead, that far still doesn't make sense to me. But either way, I guess we're going to see, even though the person wasn't mentioned, I suppose it might become apparent if we see the villains suddenly shift from one to the other. So I suppose with that, we'll bear that in mind and obviously review it as it is. So without further ado, on with the review. Okay, already I have a problem with this in terms of this effect was not cropped out. I can see it was meant to engulf the entire screen, just shrunk it down, which resulted in this box here instead. I don't know how exactly you made that effect there, or if that was like your custom thing, but if so, then you just have to keep the negative like version of it rather than like the rendered one. And the stolen egg.
Oh look, I found one.
Oh look, voice acting. I completely forgot about
that. Excuse me, Dr. Reynard. Those are our eggs.
But I wanted them to myself.
Rude.
Okay, problem with this. Hold on a second. Going back for a moment, I do like the bunny nose there, which kind of like helps with the glasses. This is the only shot we get of Dr. Reynard seeming to show up. And bear in mind that, you know, if you're watching this on the official YouTube channel, even without knowing, imagine you see this first time. It's kind of like the same situation as like Secrets of the Plex, right? You know, having they featured them on one channel versus like going into a different one for the 5th episode of the first season going forward, that being a confusing thing. We talked about that already. So imagine that kind of similar scenario where just like you just show up randomly. It's like, ah, yes, I'm standing behind you, I suppose, not really doing much of anything. You know, around a bunch of giant eggs that I could easily steal instead if I wanted to.
Excuse me, Dr. Reynard. Those are
That's the only shot we
eggs.
get.
But I wanted them to myself.
Rude.
Well, looks like we'll have to bring our secret weapon.
Are you in an entirely different location? Or is there a hill somewhere near this carnival that we just saw?
I have a gun, and I'm not afraid to use it.
You also define the laws of physics. I feel that's more impressive.
What are you going to do with that? Yeah, what are you going to do with that?
Shoot the person. Why is everyone in a different location to each other? Are they not allowed to be in the same space? I mean, my only guess to why that might have happened is that everyone edited their scenes separately and then put them together with their own characters. If so, was there no sort of communication or cohesion around where this episode was supposed to be set?
Koi, where did you come from?
Well,
Where are you still is the better question.
I came here because I can smell some yummy chocolate here.
No, not why are you here. Where did you come from? That's not even the same question you were asked. You're on a whole different planes of reality, apparently.
Oh no! Koi's the chocolate bandit! Run!
Since I became a chocolate bandit. Guys.
Okay, that was decently well edited, especially one with like the one on the dancing it there.
Dr. Renner is running away with the chocolate eggs.
That sneaky scientist!
What? Where did you go? You were just at the carnival a second ago. Did you run off into the astral plane?
After that scientist.
To be continued. Never. Absolutely never. I love that. Koi is koi. Okay. The spelling being very different is, you know, obviously clearly important. Well, yeah, I can't imagine as the credits were there. No, I understand that, but still. Okay, so I mean, all things aside, I definitely have some questions, mostly pertaining to how this was all put together, because it does seem like no one was allowed to like share a space with each other. Doesn't exactly promote much in the way of unity of this group of YouTube heroes if they're all on completely different planes of existence. You don't see the Justice League, you know, communicating each other like via Zoom and trying to save the world at the same time, do you? So, yeah, I don't know. And obviously that was supposed to continue. I do kind of like get that, but even if it hadn't, I mean, where was it really gonna go exactly? I mean, yes, it was like this a silly plot about stealing eggs, but I don't know. I feel like the actual plot itself wasn't like too bad, or even the humor behind it. It was really just the editing that kind of like dragged the whole thing, I think, and made it more confusing than it was supposed to be. Now, I've definitely said that if if you're going to focus on visuals or story and one or the other, you have to pick one of them. Always pick story, and they clearly did pick story. So, you know, as simple as it may have been, but definitely this time, even if the editing, even when a lot of stories like if theirs is not like good, usually doesn't like distract from what's going on. That's the real difference here. I'm refining a lot of my old advice this week, actually. First, it was the bit about beginnings and ends and like figuring out the middle as you go, and now it's this. Really reevaluating my my perceptions of media in general, thanks to a video about stolen eggs, apparently. So Tamsin edits and creates the videos with double scripts and character designs and voice acting. So it was Tamsin's idea to put them in different locations entirely. That's right, of course. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, that was a mere morsel, let's say. Unlike those eggs, which were gigantic. The main event starts now with the actual prologue of the new canon of YouTube heroes, Stranded on the Beach. This theme's almost sound like Butterfly a little bit. Butterfly, I don't know, a little bit. I think Theo's new. Oh, okay, Shadi's in this one now. All right. And of course, Josh has returned. Eli couldn't be pried away from a Tamsin project, even if she never consented that. She would be like, yeah, no, you're in this. And Kitty, okay. I know you said we brought voice acting. I'm just like, all right, fair enough. You're back in the game. Luster or Lustre, not sure. I like this music to start off with, actually, and these establishing shots too. See, this is how you make it, you know, coherent.
There's sand all over my.
And you ruined it. Okay. Okay, I've said this before, but the music in this one actually wasn't like too invasive. It was like a decent volume already. So what I've suggested this time is like turning the volume up, or like not so it peaks, but like turn the volume up for the sound, for like the voice acting. I mean, and keep the music the same, because it always takes me a bit out of it when like the music fades down immediately before someone speaks. Not even like a proper fade. It just plummets down when someone speaks, which I get why and understand that, and that's, you know, it was a good instinct to try to make sure you were heard, but in this case the solution I think would have been to be a bit louder instead.
Close. Wait, are we standing on a beach? Ah!
Okay, I know that Tamsin's the director of the project, but I think she should have like directed herself a little bit more with that line there. Are we standing on a beach? Ah! Oh no! What am I to do in this circumstance? That's just the villain. I think I pronounced it. Oh, okay, so it's pronounced Luster. Okay, fine. Just checking. Oh, okay, shifted over.
Theo, Eli, what are you girls doing?
Nothing much. Bethy Liz, wake up.
Bethy Liz? Is I guess because Elizabeth, fine.
What? Whoa! Ew! Sand! I hate sand because it's so irritating and gets everywhere.
I was literally about to make the same joke, so alright then.
You're telling.
Okay, that was a miscommunication there. If the visuals were gonna show that she was like that she was being like ah or something, like she was really like, that should be like more of like, I hate sand because it's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere. Ah, like that kind of thing. If you wanted that to match the visuals, because clearly Eli recognized it as the Star Wars reference that it is and played off the line as a joke. So yeah, so far 0 for 2 on the directing there, Tamsin, unfortunately.
Telling me, like, I'm covered in sand. Looks like I'm gonna need to wash my clothes.
Tamsin, can you get us out of here?
I have my stone and Schmoopy has hers, so it will be probably easy to find this mystery villain and stop them.
Yeah, so to remind people of how of teleportation in Pop's logic, I mentioned this last episode, but just to make sure, because some people watching these videos now haven't seen many Pop's episodes. If a Pop is teleported against their will, they can't teleport back. If someone else finds their location and teleports there instead, that person can teleport both of them away, and that counts as a rescue. That's how the teleportation works in the Pop's universe. Anyway. Oh, it seems like you're... Okay, interesting look for your eyes there. Did someone forget to send their lines in? I feel like there's a missing file here.
Technically, Tamsin and I still have our angel stones, though.
Tamsin works on a video of persuasion start criticism and fixes them, so you can pass along any criticisms. I mean, fair enough. I mean, I said before, most of what I'd say in Gacha review is mostly something that I hope like either the audience will take and like, you know, incorporate into like their projects, or if the creator's actively listening, that they will take the advice forward for like their future projects, not necessarily like, you know, going back and like constantly fixing the same video over and over again, because that's a pitfall that you can fall into as a creator, of never being satisfied with your one project and then constantly redoing it. So, you know, if she's doing that anyway, then by all means pass these things along, but I would advise her Tams as well, don't make a habit of doing that. Just take the editing advice or the directing advice and put it forward to the next thing, so you'll still be able to make new things. That's what I would say. Oh, Lila, you're back. Yeah, it's been a while.
I wonder what happens if we transform.
It's worth a try. I doubt that mystery villain, who is the one who trapped us, just hoping to put an end to her once and for all. Alright.
Hold on. Wait a second. Was that... Hold on. Let me just go back. I'm pretty sure that wasn't even like the same line. Hold on a minute. Okay.
What happens if we transform?
It's worth a try. I doubt that mystery villain, who is the one who trapped us, just hope...
Yeah, I doubt that mystery villain who is the one who trapped us. There's no line that says mystery villain. Tamsin, did you change the line in the captions after it was recorded? Or did Ghost Kitty misread the line? And if so, was that that's another thing to point out in redirection, because it's kind of important to match the captions if they're already written. Or if they're not already written, to write the captions based on what the actor says instead, if you're not going to go back and ask them to redo it. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, just back to Pops. Yeah, I'm so used to Pop logic. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not connected. So Alvin doesn't voice act for some reason. Alvin! Well, I mean...
If you need someone to voice a character named Alvin, then I suppose I can probably help out somehow. Can't imagine why.
We fix a new version. I pointed that out. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the real question, like, were the captions done first? Because if there's like the Alpha Sisters, for example, the Alpha Sisters don't script their videos, but they do their captions and send their voice actors the captions to voiceover. Which is not what I recommend, by the way. My advice is always write a script, by the way. I'm just saying that if you're going to make captions for an episode, which I assume are copy-pasted from the script, if you do them first, you know, make sure that these things match. If you're not doing them first, make sure that they match the audio. Either way, they've got to... Either way, the step that comes second has to match the step that comes first, whichever one that may be.
Open to put an end to her once and for all. Alright, let's do this. Are you ready?
Aye, Captain.
Hearthstone!
Alright, Hearthstone. Which I guess means that the stones are going to be, like, you know, potentially based around, like, shapes, or they're going to be based around different, like, internal organs, which I feel like I find that to be hilarious as a concept. Liver stone! Kidney stone! Oh, wait, no, not that one. Pharynx stone! With the powers of breathing. Once again, Tamsin's improved on the transformation sequences. I appreciate that.
Wow!
Yep, and the cheese is Oh, it was Alvin who did. Okay,
now it's my turn. Historia Skin McGee Stone!
Okay, what is the good? Okay, so there's Hearthstone and Historia Ski McGee Stone, as was said there. I feel like that's Magi Stone or Magi Stone personally, but fair enough. That kind of seems like there were different ideas thrown around as to what the types of stones would be, and there was no one who connected them under a common theme. Okay.
Stone!
Also, hold on. Wait a second. Tamsin, I know that you hate copyrighted music. That is definitely one of the transformation sequences in the theme songs in Miraculous. I can't place which character it belongs to right now. No, that's Bunnix. That's Bunnix's theme. Okay, one thing for that sequence, I would say, aside from the Bunnix theme, make sure we see how the axe is generated. We saw the fan in the last one for the Hearthstone, but this one, I feel like the axe should have been like maybe like a panning shot over or something, as it's like forming and takes shape or something like that, and then it's like swung behind the head, maybe something to that effect. Because the weapon clearly is important in this look, I would say. It really brings the whole thing together, admittedly.
Oh my gotcha. We did it!
Now, all we need to do is
Even this sounds like the We Did It theme from Dora.
find Lustra and stop her for good.
I'm free.
Oh, so... Okay, so the creator of the villain thinks it's Luster, and another actor said Lustra. Once again, gotta make sure everyone's on the same page with this one. Actually, I've been in this situation before. One thing that Aiden had me do for one of his series, it was I think it was the Demon Girl Saves the Underworld, is that he actually he knew that there were going to be a lot of like ancient Greek words that were going to be a struggle for some people. So he asked me to record myself saying all of those lines, and I just record like separate different texts of like all of them saying things like, Epimetheus. Stuff like that. I don't know what all the other words were, but there's Epimetheus definitely in there. So, there are ways around that, or, phonetic spelling in scripts would also be acceptable.
Everyone from this org, let's go.
Hey. Historical History Magic Stone. Historical McGee Stone, yes. Their own stone, but each have their own concepts, and it's all about history. So she's a Viking. I mean, sure, fair enough. It's just that the stones themselves. Okay, once again, but because Miraculous came up as a concept, I'll say this. Obviously, like all of the different Miraculous represent different actual concepts, that tie into their power set. But the Miraculous themselves are all, wearable items. Most of them are, some sort of jewelry or accessory, but either way, there's something that you have on your person as, as a decoration of some kind, that can range from a tiny nose ring to, in the case of Bunnix, a pocket watch, whatever. So yeah, it kind of feels like at least like the items should be connected in some way, especially if they function identically in the form of in the form of like in form of their transformations, what they serve as for the YouTube heroes in general. That's why I kind of like brought it up earlier as like these two things don't seem to belong together from an object level, not necessarily from a conceptual level. Although history and heart certainly are different things conceptually. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
What about us? We're stuck too.
Are you sure that you don't need any saving, guys?
Actually, I don't need saving because I'm enjoying the life. You'll be fine, bro.
All right, fair enough. I guess Josh is more relaxed than usual.
Okay, alright.
If it came from an editing app. Well, you might want to look a little bit that closely because I definitely like the da 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 da. That's definitely Bunnix.
If I can go, let's go. Stop right there. Who are you? You kind of look like Sparkles, but with a green outfit, and you have the same hair color, and you have purple eyes.
I love how you have to say stop right there, even though like the person just standing completely still and you invaded her house.
This is giving me a headache.
Oh, really, Tamsin? You're going to talk about someone else's design giving you a headache? Come on.
Silly girl. But allow me to introduce myself. I am Sparkle's evil twin sister, Lustre. And
Yeah, definitely tell people about how that's pronounced, Ghost Kitty.
how did you break free from my dark green magic?
Lucky guess?
Just get back the angel stones. Our friends need them.
Not gonna.
Okay, so hold on. Why did she take all of the other angel stones and not like the heart and, his Historiesca McGee stone? Why were those ones not taken? Kind of feels like she did like a half-baked job just so they could get saved. I don't know. I guess this does go back potentially to what I was saying about, an ending happening and the middle being, sort of sacrificed.
Happened because I have them in my possession, and you cannot stop me.
Tamsin.
I'm not going to give them back because I have them, is the translation of that sentence.
The orb. If you destroy it, I will get everyone out.
Oh, there's an orb now. Okay, that wasn't made clear before the scene. It just casually goes off. This is the Carrie death scene all over again from Fallen Angels. You can do this. Is your house, right, Luster? Do something.
Let's end this.
She didn't even seem to react. Also, did you put your fans with? Those are your weapons, right? What was the point of them otherwise?
No.
And where are you going? Oh, now she says no, stop. She stood there like a lemon for several seconds while they went off and did different things. And then suddenly, as soon as she turns around and actually leaves, running past her, by the way, she suddenly turns and goes, "No, stop. What are we doing here?"
Oh, stop.
I'm so bored. How much longer? I don't know. But they hurry though.
Looks like
What do you mean, but they hurry, though? What does that mean?
my sandcastle.
I'm guessing that was a scripting error and that when there was meant to be a word that was there, but I hope they worry, though. So I don't know what it was like. Well, very relaxed, apparently.
It was all done. I spent ages making this, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Could you please give us a quick tour, Theo?
Okay, so this is the living room. I added some of my own flair to it, and it looks so nice that I even hired Bethy Liz to guard it for me.
Isn't she Bethy Liz? Are we doing the thing that people do in Japan or something, where they'll speak to someone in the third person rather than the second person, or first sometimes, depending on the age of the person?
Excuse me. Since I'm becoming your own personal Aussie guard girl.
Yeah, why do you have to specify Aussie? Is that a stereotype?
Since 2 weeks ago? Actually, it was 8 weeks ago.
I wish I wasn't giving you credit for this outrageous sandcastle. I wish I wasn't paid. Actually, I wish I was the most rich and the most Aussie person in the world.
Prove it,
So wish you weren't paid, but also wish that you were rich. What is this script?
Bethy Liz.
Oh, I will.
No, come back with that, you little brat.
Wait, hold on. Was that a fighting thing? It's yes, I wish this thing for myself in my life and my ambitions. Oh, really? Well, fight me. What? Can you grant that request? To make her the richest, most Aussie person in the world? What is happening?
No, because I'm ending your terror right now.
And see, Luster doesn't even run after her. She doesn't even do like the most basic like, oh yeah, I better do something about this. That should have fallen further like down vertically rather than like to the side, but okay.
No! How could you?
I said, Abby, you have so much stuff in your wardrobe. And then she just
Instead of closet, if a wardrobe, we have closet, so another caption change there.
looked away. Oh, wait, why are we letting...
What? How did you manage to get out? You will all pay for this, and you won't see the last of me, YouTube heroes.
Isn't this your house? Where are you going?
Now that's over with, who wants to go to the beach?
No!
Okay. Okay, that's kind of funny as an ending. Fine. By me. Yep, okay. Oh, okay.
Thanks for saving us.
No problem. It's the least I can do.
Is
If we go back into Gacha Clovis, why?
something wrong?
You don't need to know, Schmoopy. It's fine.
I'm too edgy to tell you the truth.
Vestra is getting stronger and stronger, and we need to stop her.
Stronger and stronger? This is her first appearance! What metric are you using? How long have you been fighting her? How long have the YouTube Heroes been a thing at some point? Are we gonna get like an Origins episode at some point that's not the prologue?
And it's just...
Just what? Tell me.
It's not important, Schmoopy.
I could say, but then there is no mystery for the main series. Ooh.
Hey, everything's gonna be okay. Let's go and join the others, okay? Whenever Lustre shows up, me and the other heroes will be ready.
Yeah, because you could just drop kick her in a second, because she does nothing.
Okay.
If this is her when she's getting stronger, what is she like when she was weaker before? Ah, yes, I have shoplifted. That's my biggest crime right now. That's right. You'll never stop me, YouTube heroes. I have made away scot-free with a bag of chocky bickies. Like what that would be the level.
That's the spirit.
I guess she's no longer curious and concerned about her friend. Sure, okay. The fact that like already that this is already this video is being like reworked, and it came out 2 days ago. As of this review, it came out 2 days ago, and already people have been criticizing it for like its execution. That's not the best sign. But this time doesn't make sense. And no, last day was this is their implied first meeting. Oh yeah, that's even worse. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh yeah, she's getting stronger. Unless, yeah, you would have thought that like Tamsin could have been like maybe someone who met her before, but no, Tamsin's the one reacting in that moment. So yeah, even then, it still doesn't work. So yeah, safe to say, I'm not too impressed with this one, and I don't think it seems like most people, even involved in the project, aren't too impressed either. If it's already being reworked. I will say that one of its potential issues is not something that can be like fixed, even like going forward or not. You know how I've said before that that like most Pops content functions way better when there are fewer people involved, because you know what it was like, when Jazz Pop started off and then it got like more recruiting and more recruiting. Every Pops that Johnny has crosses over with all of the other ones in various episodes, to the point where he has to arbitrarily remove certain characters in so they don't collide and do nothing in the episode. And then he will also make sure if one person leaves the Pop group, they will get replaced. But if a new recruit comes in, that's it. And then, the default number elevates. which eventually results in way too many people in one particular cast. I hate to say this, given that this is a project with like a bunch of people's actual personas and OCs in this, from like how they represent themselves online, thus the name YouTube Heroes. But I think there might be a few too many of you to make this work out the way that you want it to, at least unless you add to the runtime. Or alternatively, give yourselves like different episodes to feature in. Like, all the YouTube heroes don't need to be in one location, namely the beach, to make this work. For the first episode, or first maybe 2 episodes, depending if you want to do like, extended pilots like a lot of series do, which I would possibly recommend in this case, as a first outing properly. Unless you want to do that, then every other episode, I would say, give the spotlight to 1, 2, maybe 3 of you, and have the issues like be solved, sort of like locally. I think the reason that shows like Justice League tend to work is because they put a lot of focus on the action specifically. From what I remember of watching Justice League, there are definitely plenty of moments where they actually get to, be themselves or to discuss things that are going on, but a lot of it is very action oriented because, action cartoons were kind of like that at the time. It does make a lot of sense. So you kind of have that issue, right? I guess it's not even just that, but I feel like, I also recently, when watching X-Men, and sort of felt the same thing where, some things were actually, some major topics were discussed and things when they had like downtime, but the downtime hasn't come about that much yet, for example. So yeah, potentially that would be like, I guess, like a fix going forward, and that's definitely a thing for the future. This beach episode particularly, because it features everyone here all at once, that's another problem. I mean, some of them didn't even get any lines because, of course, they didn't. There just wasn't enough time in the 7-minute episode for everyone who is involved. Let me just check the credits again. How many people were there? Let's see. So we've got Tamsin, Shmoopy, Theo, Eli, Josh, Natalia, Jenna, Ghost Kitty, and Shardy. 9 people. And then of course Luster as another character. So 10 characters in not even as many minutes to get through with this. So you're either going to need to extend the runtime to make the stories longer to have people do other things, or you're going to need to like cut down on the people at least per episode, and then save like, maybe like the big moments where like everyone comes together for like a season finale or something, where, I guess maybe like if Luster actually does get super strong, to the point where, I don't know, maybe it's just like a full-on army or something, or it's like, found like an ultimate power source of some kind, and it requires the aid of all of the heroes to undo the evil or something. That would be good season finale moments, but yeah, otherwise I would have to say keep them separate for that reason. I deal with investing up a lot. So much as I hate to say it, Core was a big part of the plan for YouTube Heroes, so them leaving was a headache. Yeah, I can definitely see how that would be an issue. But yeah, hopefully you've got like some other kind of like new plan going forward from here. I mean, you definitely got no shortage of creative minds that could, in theory, step in to help you guys out. So yeah, definitely. Especially Tamsin. I mean, Tamsin does watch these videos sometimes. So maybe sending the video might actually be like the fastest way around that. I don't know. But either way, from what you actually said, yeah, I guess that's probably the best thing, like, because there are some like minor details and stuff that I went through briefly, but those are like the big major things I would say that are going to hold this back as a story. The thing you're going to hold it back as a visual is Luster not doing anything. The trying to say the thing of like acting as reacting is something that I hope Tamsin focus on a bit more in the visuals department. You know, Luster actually trying to, you know, prevent the heroes from doing something rather than just like standing there and let them, you know, literally just like run around her mansion or wherever she was supposed to be. So yeah, I think that's kind of it in terms of like those major things. So I guess that's the best focus. And other than that, I hope that this series gets the chance to you know, continue the recovery road that it is currently embarking on. I can only wish you luck there, I'm afraid. Because if I get more involved, I'll end up being 11th character, and I assure you, you don't need that. So please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. That's great, we've done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell. Maybe it could be like a one-off villain or something. A corrupted reviewer that keeps chastising people. You know what? Whatever. Farewell for now.